Alrighty, hello and welcome to the Deadly Pit, my friends. And here it is. It's deep and dark down there. Looks like you got some leopards and some alligators. And hey, this is a work with me video, so you're going to have your paper and pencil in front of you, and you're going to pause the video and copy down whatever I do. So we'll work through this problem together, my friends. And now, on to our scenario. You have fallen into a deadly pit, my friend. Your only hope of how about escape, is to solve this problem. Your deadly pit contains leopards right here and alligators right there, my friends. And the pit contains 4 times as many alligators as leopards. The first thing you must do is write an equation that represents the total number of alligators in your pit. Let the letter L represent leopards right there, and the letter A represent alligators right there. All right, my friends, so here's what I'm going to do. First thing you want to do is go ahead and write L, and I'm going to make it an uppercase L only because if I make it a lowercase L, it looks like a 1. So I'm going to write a capital L here, and that means I'm going to also write a capital A for alligators, okay? Just so I'm consistent here. Now, you could have a lowercase, that's fine, but I want to just make uppercase here. So then I've got to think about this, and it says that there's 4 times as many alligators as leopards, right? So for every leopard, I've got 4 alligators, right? And that means I just take leopards and multiply by 4. And now here's an important fact to know. Anytime you have a number right next to a variable, or a letter in this case, right? Well, actually, the letter is a variable, right? That means multiply, right? So this means 4 times leopards will equal alligators. And that's exactly what this statement here is telling us. So for the first one, that is all you have to do. So go ahead and pause your video and copy down 4L equals A. And then I will wait for you, my friend. Alrighty, let's rock and roll. So now, if there are 20 alligators, we want to know how many leopards are in your deadly pit right here, my friends. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is raise this so I got a little bit of room. And then I'm going to copy down the same equation, 4L equals A. And then I'm going to look right up here and see that I've got 20 alligators, right? So instead of the A, I'm going to plug the 20 in right there. So I'm going to write a 20 right there. And then I'm going to drop the rest of the equation, right? And then I'm set. I've got 4L equals 20. So 4 leopards here equals 20 of these alligators right here. What I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and pause the video and then copy these 2 lines down. And I will wait for you, my friend. Alrighty. So next, here's what I want to do. Anytime you have a variable, you want to get this variable all alone, right? So I want to get rid of this 4. So I'm going to use the box method, and I'm going to box this 4, right? And now I got to think, okay, if this 4 is being multiplied, if I do the opposite operation, I will get rid of it, right? So watch here. So I'm going to go divided by 4. Now think about fractions. Fractions can be thought of in 3 ways. 4/4, 4 out of 4, or 4 divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 will give me 1, right? The other thing you can think of is this is really the giant 1. 4/4 is the giant 1, which means 1, right? And 1 times any number gives me that same number or thing again, right? So I'm trying to get leopards all alone here, right? So if I got 4/4, I've really effectively, because I'm multiplying by 1, gotten rid of it altogether, right? Because anytime you multiply 1 by a number, you get that same number. So now, with the box method, whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I must do to the other. So I'm going to make a box over here as well, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to divide by 4. And then that's going to give me the solution, actually. But before we go there, I'd like you to pause the video and copy down what I've got right there, and I will wait for you, my friend. Alrighty, so now here we're ready to rock and roll, and over here I've got 4 divided by 4. This is canceled out, so I'm going to just drop the L right down there. And then on this side of the equal sign, I've got 20 divided by 4, which gives me 5. And bam, right there is your answer. So if you look back up here, if you've got 20 alligators, that means you're going to have 5 of the leopards, right? So L, I got L all alone representing the leopards. How about leopards? And that equals 5. So 5 leopards and 20 alligators. Da, 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 da. That's all there is for this portion, solving for the variable to figure out how many leopards there were. And what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and copy this portion. Alrighty, my friends, now we're on to the final step here. And I love this, and I'm going to tell you why, because it's really cool. That's why. All right, so you got to figure out there's 55 creatures in all in this deadly pit down here in the dark, dark depths, right? And there's 55 creatures. How many leopards and how many alligators are in the pit, right? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to simply go ahead and make a giant T-chart, all right? And I call it giant because it's got, instead of just a T-chart with 2 columns, it's going to have 3. And I'm going to put the L for leopard in the top, in the first one, and then the A for alligators in the second. So this is representing leopards. This here is representing alligators. And over here, I'm going to put total. Okay? And bam. All right, so now, and I know that I want to get a total of 55, right? But let's go ahead and start off here with the leopards. If there's 1 leopard here, right? So I'll just plug in 1, right? And then if there's 1 leopard, I know that I take leopards times 4 to give me the number of alligators, right? So if there's 1 leopard, 1 times 4 is going to give me 4 alligators, right? So that's really cool. I'm going to just put 4 right there. Now, if I add 1 plus 4, I'm going to get 5, right? And that's cool. And now I can try and solve this. Now, actually, I'm going to enlarge this here. And I want to get 55 creatures in all, right? So I'm going to come back here. And now I'm going to write down here 55, right? Because that's my goal. Now, before I do anything else, I would like you to go ahead, pause the video, write your T-chart with the L, A, and total, and then write 1. 1 times 4 is 4, and then 1 plus 4 is 5. So go ahead and write that, and also write the 55 right here. I will wait for you, my friend. All right, super. So now I got to think, okay, what can I do to 5 to make 55, right? And if I take 5 and I multiply it by 11, I will indeed get 55. And if you remember up here, that's what it's saying, that we need to figure out how, if there's 55 creatures, how many leopards and alligators are in the pit, right? So let's come back down here. And now if I've got a total of 5, I multiply by 11, I get 55. So that means I can multiply the alligators by 11 to solve for how many alligators, and the leopards by 11 to solve for how many leopards there are. So 4 times 11 is going to give me 44. So there are 44 alligators, and 1 times 11 will give me 11, right? And if you look here, 11 plus 44 also equals 55. So that's the way of making sure that you're correct, right? And that's it, my friends. So your total answer is that there are 11 leopards and 44 alligators for a total of 55 creatures in all. Da, 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 da. That is it, my friend. Hey, what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and pause the video and copy down the rest of this so you can solve for it. And then, guess what? That's right, you're all done. Hey, until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.